Hey folks, welcome into HabNormals. We are it's the last one before the Olympics. I do believe we might take a little bit of a break during the Olympics, maybe only do one episode during the Olympics. Once the men's hockey starts, not till then. So the first week of the Olympics, we're probably gonna take off. So this is gonna be the last one. We'll take a break and then be back the week after. So just to let you guys know up front, I think we have a good show for you tonight. We're going to talk about our usual last week's games, next week's games, and the 3 stars. But our topics tonight are huge wins all week. Great week for the Habs. Three big wins. And one of the big reasons why they did that was because of Jacob Dobes. So we're going to talk about Dobes being on a roll, and I guess a little bit about the goaltending and what to expect. I guess going forward with the goalies. Cole Caufield has also been on one hell of a roll with 13 goals in January and 16 January games. He is approaching very fast too. He's approaching 40 already. I think, right, Matt? By the way, that's Matt over there, as you all know that way. Uh,
Ah,
he's quickly there's no doubt.
yeah, he's got
No.
like needs 8 goals
He
and
needs 8
20
goals
some
and
games, whatever it is.
yeah, 27 games left. He needs 8 goals. So I think we can all pretty much rest assured he's going to get 40. But can he hit 50? I mean, conceivably, he's got enough games to do it. He'll have to keep on probably on an unsustainable pace. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll, like I said, we'll go over our thoughts on the Olympics, and that's it. So, like I said, also that's Matt over there to do that all with me. And as always, whatever we're talking about at any point, please give a comment if you want to say something about what we're talking about. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe and give a thumbs up if you're going to be like at some point when you're joining the show. And on that note, we're going to talk about last week's games, and then we'll go into the 3 stars. So last week's games were such. Tuesday, Vegas was in town. We beat them 3-2 in overtime. It was a fun game to watch, an exciting game, and of course, an exciting ending. Thursday, Colorado rolled into town. When we were in Colorado earlier this season, they beat us 7-2. I kind of joked that we should hopefully they do that, and they did. Almost as good, 7-3 win. And I would have to say they dominated Colorado. Wouldn't you say that?
I mean, I think that was their most complete game of the season.
And they dominated Colorado. Now, granted, Colorado is not very good against the Atlantic Division. And Pacific Division teams aren't very good against the Atlantic Division. So we'll give that, but it's still not an excuse. Number one team in the league, and we rolled right over them. Saturday was Buffalo. Buffalo giving us fits the last 2 games, and all of those games in the last 10. They beat us twice. And you know what? That was as close to a must win. I'm going to take that off for now. A must win game as you can get. Because, yeah, they could survive if they didn't win. But, man, they needed to win that game. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would, and they would too, right? I think Suzuki said it perfectly when they
Did
interviewed
he?
him after the Colorado game. He was like, "No, this is a must-win game. We need to have it. Got to have it. So we're gonna go win it."
I missed that.
And
I
they
didn't hear
did.
him say that. Yeah, I missed that. I did not hear that, but that's what it was. And
Absolutely.
the good thing, because I said, they can't leave Buffalo without at least a point in that game. They can't leave Buffalo without a point. But they need to win the game. And man, it was not like there was not in doubt. It was. It was actually quite a bit until midway through the third, where they went ahead.
Yeah, it was a pretty good back and forth game. Yeah, and then midway through the third,
They had to
they
tie it
scored the
up and then
third
go
goal,
ahead.
and from there, Buffalo had a lot of opportunities, but they were able to kind of shut it down, and obviously got the empty netter at the end to seal it.
Yeah. And it was, you know what? That was one of the most fun games to watch. Even though like it's nerve-wracking and we let off with a goal and then they got 2 back and we're gonna win this game. It's Buffalo, they're killing us, they got our number, but it was fun because Habs never gave up and they came back and they came back in very exciting fashion. Cole Caufield with 2 goals to come in the comeback. Was that what it was? Cole Caufield's second and third goal of the game?
Yeah, Slav, I think, had the first on the power play. Which the power plays clicked pretty well this week. I got to say, the power plays was really, really good.
Yeah, the power play clicked, and they have a really good PK, Buffalo. So, yeah, that was a really good game. So, yeah, that was, I mean, it was just a really solid, fun game to watch. That was Buffalo. We went through them all. Okay, just quickly, this is my picks. I didn't keep track of yours, so sorry about that. I had a win-win loss, so I went 2-1. I think I'm somewhere. I don't even know what my count is for the season, but I was 2-1 for last week. Do you remember what you had, Matt? I don't remember, honestly. I think you had.
I think I might have had a win, an OT loss, and a kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, I'm not.
I honestly, I couldn't. I don't remember.
I think you had a loss against Colorado, and you had wins against Vegas and Buffalo. Is what I think you had, or you had it like me, a win-win loss. I know you had a loss in there. I just don't remember which game. So 2-1. You ended up 2-1 like I did. So yeah, but a good week. I mean, those were big wins. All 3 games.
Huge week. I think it was their best week of games in the season. I mean, all 3 of those games, they were on top of it from the get-go. Like, there are some, hairy moments here and there, but for the most part, I thought, they played, complete 60-minute games, all 3 games.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, the Colorado game was their most like complete game of the season, start to finish. Like,
yeah, they dominated.
They went up like the 3-1 at the end of the first, and they beat. That was kind of it. Like, I know Colorado kind of, scored a couple goals to kind of bring it a little close, but I mean, then we went and scored 2 right after that, in the third. So it was, I never really felt that Colorado was going to have enough to win that game. So,
the only time that you might have thought that it was 5-2 Colorado scored the 3rd goal.
Right.
And it was like, okay, there's enough time for them. And it's a team that could, if they wake up, you're in trouble. But we came back with the 6th goal, and it was like, okay, you can breathe a sigh of relief at that point. They're not coming back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was only at one point in the game where I thought, oh, no, we dominated them right up until this point. This could be where it turns, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, it was just what an awesome week. So
it was a tough week too. Like, I mean, it was gonna be a tough week of games. You got those are 3 tough games back to back to back. And,
but
to win all 3 and to win 2 of them, in regulation too, it's just huge.
And how often do they do that though? Right? They go through a period like, they're not looking good. They lose whatever, and they got some tough games coming up. And they surprise the hell out of everybody, and they just look great in those tough games. They've done as many times over like more than this season. It's something that they do a lot, right? They play down to the teams below them or that are out of the playoffs, lose to them, beat the tough teams. Which, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. They're about to start being in the playoffs regularly, right? They were in last season, but now it looks like they should be in the playoffs on a regular basis. It's not a bad trait to have in the playoffs where you can beat tough teams.
Well, I mean, especially when you beat the number 1 team in the league and the hub, arguably the hottest team in the league in the same week.
Yeah, okay, but that's like a little episode. Like, it's
right.
one
no,
week.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying it's a good trait to have that when you go up against the teams that you are the underdog, it doesn't look good, you play your best hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great trait for a playoff team.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think in the future, it's going to bode them really well in the offseason, that trait. All right, let's move on to our 3 stars of the week. You got yours ready?
I do.
Okay, well, since I've got mine here like this, I'll just list mine first at a time. We'll do one, whatever. I got one honorable mention. We'll start with mine since like I said, I've got this here. I'm leading off with third star is Cole Caufield. He had 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points, a game winner, which was against Buffalo. Even though it was, I believe the game winner was the one that went off his. Now I'm not sure of that, but the one that went off his stick. But it couldn't have been because he didn't get the empty netter. No, I guess it wasn't. The first of his 2 goals was that. Anyways, Caufield coming off last week where he got like a zillion goals, and then this week he still had 3 in 3 games. Awesome. So third star for me.
Yeah, pretty much in agreement with you there. I had him as my, I have him as my third star as well. Obviously wasn't on the blistering pace he was, the week prior, but he's still scoring goals and key goals.
Yep.
Still always everywhere on the ice, always involved. So yeah, absolutely.
And on pace for, if I'm correct, they're on pace. Him and oh shit, who is it? Right. Anyways, he's on pace for like him and Hudson on pace for 82 or 83, maybe 84 now, but he's on pace for over a point a game. Awesome. My number 2, Jacob Dobes, 3 wins. This isn't official. I figured it out on my own, but it's about a 2.33 goals against. I don't have a save percentage though. Awesome. Dobes, fantastic. 3 big wins for he's still a rookie.
His record's actually pretty good. He's like 18-5 and 4 or something like that.
Yeah,
his record's actually really, really good.
His not only his season record, his career record, because he's got games from last year. He's a guy that wins. Saw someone compare him to Grant Fuhr. Played on a team that's just scored goals and didn't care about defense. But Grant Fuhr was a winner. And if you don't know about Grant Fuhr, look him up. Grant Fuhr was a hell of a good goalie. You look at his numbers and go, what? That was a good goalie? Grant Fuhr was a effing good goalie. Seriously. So, he's a lot like that, where his numbers, goals against and save, might not be the best, but he wins. Can't argue with that, So, Jacob Dobes, my second star.
Yeah, I'm right with you again there. Yeah, I think Dobes was absolutely fantastic these last 3 games, and I'm glad to see Marty finally kind of ride the hot-handed net.
Well, we said that last week. We actually said that. I don't know. I think you agreed with me, but I said they're gonna ride Dobes. You got to ride Dobes.
You have to, yeah. Especially going into the break. You need to either stay within striking distance of who's in front of you, or maybe pass a team or 2, and they've done that, right? Like they're third in the division now, 1 point off of Detroit. So it's like, staying with the hunt. And like I said, I thought he played excellent in all 3 games, and he's a winner. I mean, he made some really good key saves too against Vegas.
God, he was good against Buffalo.
Yeah, he was. He was really good against Colorado too. He didn't really have a ton of work to do, but he was still very good.
Oh, he made some amazing saves. There's 3 or 4 like amazing saves he made against Buffalo. Yeah. Seriously, he was good against Buffalo. So, and his confidence is up. So I think you ride him. Again, you ride him into Minnesota. Yeah. He wins in Minnesota, you ride him into Winnipeg. And then the break happens, and then, that changes things. We'll see when they come back. But I think he's winning. He's playing the next game. For me, if it is me, that's what I think. And I think that's what they're going to do. Because they need all these points. They need them. I don't think you can really take a chance. If Jacob Dobes is winning right now, I don't think you can take a chance on Monty right now. It's only 2 games. No. It's only 2 games to go into the break. I don't think that's a problem in my mind.
No, not at all.
All right. Then there's number 1. Number 1 to me is the captain, Nick Suzuki. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Again, like I call him, I think that should be his nickname, Steady Eddie. Because this year for sure, he was a guy that actually was quite streaky. Right up until this season, Nick Suzuki has been pretty streaky, and I'll go even right up until the end of the Four Nations tournament, because when we started again, Nick Suzuki's streakiness went out the window. He's been Steady Eddie, producing points. He's got 16 points in his last 12 games. He's just producing points. and he's the captain. He's one of the best leaders. Like I thought he was going to be good, but man, he's a better captain than even I thought he was going to be. Like I think
he's one of the best captains in the league, and I have him there as my first star too. For all those reasons you listed, but for me too, I think his leadership. I think
amazing leader.
Everyone, even the veterans in the room, look up to him, and just what how mature he is for his age. I think he's only 26 now, but the way he leads, the way he motivates the team, like I said after the Colorado game, they asked him about Buffalo. He's like, "That's a must-win game. We need to go and we need to win it." And
that's it.
The team took that, and look what they did, right?
And he was a big part of that. 2 assists, big part of that win. So
absolutely.
Yeah, great leader. I think in the end, when his career is done, hopefully I'm still around. I believe he'll go down as the third, 1, 2, and 3. There'll be 1, 2, and 3. He'll be in that 1, 2, 3 best captains ever with Beliveau and Koivu.
Yeah,
and I think he'll be captain that as long. Like he'll be in that 10-year range. But this kid may be longer because of his age when he started as captain. He could end up with the longest streak as captain and just as good as the other two. Just as good. Honorable mention, I'm giving that to Noah Dobson. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Dobson was really good against Buffalo, and he's just been pretty steady all the way through. But I think based on that Buffalo game, I really found him to be he was really good in that game. I've got him for the honorable mention there. You could
there's the other guys in there too. I think you could throw Hudson in there too.
You can throw other guys in there for sure.
But honestly, like especially the Buffalo game, the pairing with him and Hudson were giving the Sabres fits in the offensive zone.
Yep. It turns out
because that pairing's not bad.
Well, it turns out if you go by statistics, and they've done all the statistics, and now we're 55 games in. Best pairing partner for Hudson isn't Dobson, but it's close. It's Carrier, and then right up behind that is Dobson. So Carrier and Dobson are Hudson's best pairing partners.
Yeah,
by numbers and by goals expect like that, those kind of metrics and all that. Yeah, so not surprising that right now they're playing together. And the worst one, Struble. They got negative numbers. It's not good. So he's not going to be playing with Struble anymore.
Nope.
Where it started out, last season they did okay together, but this year it's not working. So yeah, I think you can expect to see Hudson right now. He's going to play with with Dobson or Carrier.
Yeah, and another thing too I noticed, and it's just again it's a perk of being as deep as we are in the back end, but the Cooley-Matheson pairing isn't bad either. They played very well, I thought, against Colorado. I thought they played pretty well last night too.
Yep. They're discovering, I guess, new pairings to play. It gives them a lot more options all around.
Oh, yeah,
and now they know who not to play with. But now they know who really not to play him with.
Yeah.
Because Matheson too. I think if you go by that, Matheson was third on that, and then Cooley for best pairing partners. All right, let's quickly move on to next week's games. Just 2 games next week, and then the Olympics start on the 5th or the 4th. The 5th, right? Opening 5th. Ceremonies.
Yep.
Yeah. So for Montreal, I know there's games on the 5th, but we don't play. They're on the 3rd and the 4th. No, 2nd and the 4th. So they're playing tomorrow in Minnesota. That game is at 7:30. So don't forget, 7:30 start, and it is on Prime in Canada, Prime and RDS in Canada. So yeah, in Minnesota, and then Wednesday, Winnipeg Jets. So you're talking about one top team in the West, or in the Western Conference, and one of the bottom teams in the East. So I've got them as winning both of them.
Winnipeg's in the West too.
In the West, I meant. Yeah, you're right. But the bottom team. A top team and a bottom team is what I meant in the West. Sorry, I'm old. Remember that. So I got them running the table. And what I mean by that is when they were 5 games away from the break, I said I think they ride Dobes, and I also think they're going to run the table of the 5 games. So I think they run the table and 2 wins. I guess I could have put that up.
I mean, for me, like the Minnesota game, I'm kind of like Mets because we don't really do that well in Minnesota.
Okay.
But no, I agree. I think they can win that game. I'm gonna go with an OT loss. Winnipeg, they should beat Winnipeg. They should have no issue at all beating Winnipeg.
Right. The only problem in Winnipeg I can see personally is that you're talking about a team that's at the bottom of the league and how they sometimes they don't punch down. They actually end up getting punched from a lot of those teams. So, but I don't. I think it's a different. I mean, they have a mission right now. They're on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
The team, and they know what they did at the after the Four Nations break. They know what this team did. They know what they're capable of. And I think they run the table here. I do agree. Minnesota would be the game that I would be worried about. So if they take a point there and 2 from Winnipeg, so we get 3 out of 4, I'm happy with that. But I think they run the table personally. All right, guess what that makes it? That makes it topics time. Here's the topics for today. So got huge wins all week. We kind of talked about it a little bit already, so we might not go too long on that. Dobes on a roll, and that's not on like a Kaiser roll. And Caufield, 50 goals. Can he hit 50 goals? We're going to give you our opinions and a little bit about the Olympics, I guess. We'll try to give you who we think is going to win. I can tell you who we both think are going to win, but they're not the same team. I can tell you that.
No, I actually, if I had to pick, I would pick Canada.
You're going for Canada? Okay, so we're going to get into that at the end of all that. We'll lead off with huge wins all week. And I've only got Matt's avatar, but it's okay. So we did go over that. It's huge wins. I don't know what I can add to that. I just think how important them winning those 3 games are in that it's a young team. They're learning maybe how to close out games that they need to close out. I would hope that that's what we're seeing.
I would agree with that. But like I said, too, for me, like, it was their best week of hockey, I think, this season. I mean, those were 3 really tough games, and you realistically, you needed to win all 3, and they did.
Yeah.
And, again, I think, they played some of the most complete games during this past week. And again, I think it's a testament to, obviously, the skill of the team, the will of the team, and just, again, like how well they played. They don't give up. But I think it's also, a testament to Marty St. Louis for sticking with Dobes. I think that, behind the scenes, they probably came to an understanding, like, listen, we need to win, and kind of Dobes is that guy. So we have to go, that route for now. And maybe at least until the Olympic break. But I think it's also a testament to the leadership group. I think, and I would argue Nick Suzuki's a top 3 captain in this league. I really would. I think he is. And it's not just, the Habs players, Habs fans like us that would agree with that. I think there's a lot of people around the league that would also agree with that. For especially being his age, the way he conducts himself and just the way that he motivates his guys, I think is second to none.
I will add another aspect there, and I think it's the bonding that this team has. This is a close team. They play for each other. They give that second effort. A lot of it is just for each other. Some of their motivation is just they're playing for each other, and that means more to them than anything else in the world. And it shows that on the ice. So I think that's a big thing, along with their character and all that. So, yeah. I mean,
but I think I'll go a step further with that, too. I think, they also really play for the fans. I mean, you hear them all the time say, like, they don't want to play anywhere else, like, ever in their career. Like, they love playing in Montreal. They love the fans in Montreal. And,
no surprise.
They want to give Montreal a championship. I think that, obviously that's the ultimate goal at some point, and they're doing a good job working towards that. I mean, every year so far since they went into the rebuild, they've gotten better and better. And, now we're at that point where we should be in the playoffs consistently. And, a couple more years, I think we'll be a contender.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this team's just doing the right things. They're doing the right things. They developed properly. They're continuing still to develop, but I mean, now it's more about winning, and they are learning how to do that and doing it, learning pretty quickly. So, I mean, we're gonna be. I don't. Are we in year 5 of the rebuild? I don't know if it's hit officially year 5, but this is the quickest successful rebuild.
It's like 3.5.
No, it's over 4, but I don't think we've.
No, it was 20.
22.
They made the final in 21, and the year after that was when they.
Yeah. So 22, 23, 24, 25. We're in year 5.
Okay, yeah.
We're in year 5, but it's not a full 5 years yet, is what I'm saying, right? And so it's looking like this is going to be, if not the fastest, but one of the fastest rebuilds in NHL history. Successful rebuilds, So, yeah, I think that's it's fantastic. It's just fantastic to be a Habs fan again. Not again. I never thought, but
the vibes are immaculate.
It's fantastic.
And it starts right back when they brought in Hughes and Gorton to run the show, and they brought in Marty to coach. I think I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better front office in the league right now than Montreal. I mean, I would argue Florida would probably be Gazzito, obviously winning the back-to-back cups. I think what he did was incredible, but after that, I don't know how you couldn't argue Hughes and Gorton in the way that they've turned this team around. And I think Marty St. Louis is also one of the best coaches in the league right now. He's the absolute correct coach for where the league's heading, right? Where the game's heading.
Yeah, I think he's going to get another nod. I think he's going to get another nod as Jack Adams again.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think Hughes and Gorton, or at least Hughes, get a nod at GM of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I don't know, but I think Marty, Coach of the Year again, one of the 3 finalists. I think there's a good shot for that. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, just a huge week that they answered. They answered the bell, and I think going forward, yeah, I'm really encouraged. Even though now we're back in 3rd in the division. We had fallen to the whatever, and it's a tight division and all that. But there's separation that is happening, and after last night's win, at least Montreal again progressing in that separation. So I'm really encouraged for them. And we have this thing. We might get to it after, but I mean, and I don't know what site it comes from, but they're saying 82% chance right now for us to make the playoffs. So I mean, I like those odds, and yeah. So huge week. A week they needed to be huge, and they answered the bell. And I don't know what more we can say, right? And hopefully, the 2 games next week, I don't see why it wouldn't be like a similar thing when we go back and look at. Yeah, they answered the bell. They, I'm expecting they've run the table, and going into the break. So, just an awesome performance. And I think at a time where people thought they were going to start falling off. I really think because of the goaltending problem, I think people thought for sure we're going to start falling off, and just good on this team to not allow that to happen.
100%.
All right, let's continue on this vein, and we'll talk about Jacob Dobes and the role that he is on, and a huge part of the reason that they had that huge week. So what are your thoughts on Dobes?
No, 100%. I think, throughout, obviously, Dobes had, there's been games where he really hasn't had his best outing, but I think, I think a majority of those two could probably hang a little bit on the defense and some mistakes, because I think for the most part, he's been decent. And especially this last week, he was spectacular. He's reading the puck well. He's moving well. But I think he's a really good goalie in this league. I mean, he's a winner. I mean, you just look at his record. He's got a very, very good record. I think a lot of people kind of miss that because they just look at his, save percentage and goals against. But I think he's 18-5 and something right now.
Yeah, 18-5-3, I believe, is what his record is.
It's a really good record.
Yeah. Oh no, he's a winner. He's one of those guys that wins. I mean, sometimes you can't even explain it. Why does a guy win? Why doesn't a guy not win? he seems to be a guy that manages to pull it out more often than not. And whereas you take his tandem partner, Monty suffers from the other way around. Monty can be playing great and the team doesn't win. And it's not necessarily on him. And I'm not like, don't come at me and go, oh, he's been shit lately. I get that. I'm not, but if you go last year, like he was fantastic last year. He won over 30 games, but man, he should have probably had closer to 40.
Yeah.
Right? But he's not lucky like that. Where Dobes somehow manages to play in a way where he sometimes does get lucky and wins games when he maybe shouldn't, and yet he does. He's able to, or the team shouldn't win, but he's able to pull off the win. So yeah, I hope that he continues to do that. I also think it answers a question that which goalie is going to go forward to play with Fowler, right? And it's without a doubt it's Dobes. I mean, I thought that before.
It has to be, and I kind of, and you can go back and find pods from last year, the year before, and I kind of, especially when they signed Monty to that 3-year deal, I kind of felt that, depending on how it went, that was just to get him to the point where they can. If they have to make a decision who's going, they can do that. And I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding, for lack of a better term. Like I think it's got to be Dobes and Fowler.
Because he's answered the questions. He had the struggles, yet he's managed like twice, I think, already this season, where he's come back out of that and actually gotten better. So I think that's what you're looking for in a young goalie. Remember,
I think also bringing up the goalie coach from Laval's been big too.
Yeah, that's another thing. That and for Dobes, that's his first professional goalie coach.
Yeah.
So and he's worked well with him. He credits him for a lot of things that he does well, and I think we're going to find out that Monty is going to be good for him too, and obviously for Fowler, And I hope well, he's going to be working actually, in Laval still. I was going to say maybe this will hurt Fowler if he's up here, but no, the coach is going to work for both teams for now.
Yeah, when you're only half an hour apart.
Yeah, it's nothing for them to work. Yeah.
After his car back down the highway.
Yeah, no, seriously, to where that is, it's not hard. It's not far. It's not. No. So yeah, I think Dobes is without a doubt the guy that's going to be in that tandem. With Fowler, so you're going to have two really good young goalies for a team that wants to be competitive for the next 10, 12 years. Couldn't be better having two young goalies to go forward with each other like that for I don't know how many years. I'm not saying they'll be together for 12 years, but you got to figure that's a tandem that might be together for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, with their ages, like Fowler, it's only like 20, I think, right now, or 21.
Yeah.
Or no, I think maybe 22.
20. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, he's 21 or 22, I think, actually, Fowler.
But Dobes is still, 24, 25? Like,
I think he might be 24. I think he might be 24, but I mean, they're close enough in age that that's a tandem that can be around together for a while.
Right, and with the way goalies are, like Dobes is, I'd argue, still 3 or 4 years out from when he hits his prime, right? Because for goalies, it's usually in the late 20s. So, he's only going to continue to get better.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point, right? So that's why I think they can be together for a while. And this experience he's getting now, and maybe he'll get some playoff experience. For the first season of Fowler, it might not be a Fowler as the number one goalie starting out. They might share net duties for a while. I think eventually it's going to be Fowler's the number one, and
without a doubt. But I mean, I think it's first year. Yeah, they'll share net duties. But again, like at the end of the day, it's still not a bet. Like that's to me would be like a 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I think it will be that maybe 1A with a capital A, then the 1B is with a, not you know what I mean. So that I can see is how it'll turn out. But I mean, Jacob Dobes deserving of what's to come for him here in Montreal, I think.
Absolutely. without a doubt.
All right, let's talk about Cole Caufield for a bit. Cole Caufield sitting on 32 goals right now, 32 goals in 55 games. So then he's got 27 games to go. Can he get 18 goals in 27 games? He'd have to pick up his pace a little bit more, obviously. He's on a good pace right now. It's an awesome pace, but he'd still have to pick it up a bit to hit it. So what do you think? Well, yeah, give me your opinion. Give everybody
I was going to say, like, I think it's certainly possible, especially with, the way he can score in bunches at times, right? Especially right the last couple of weeks. Like most of the games he was scoring, he was scoring at least 2 goals. So
yeah, but I mean, is that sustainable though? That's what,
right? No, I think is it realistic? Probably not. Is it possible? Yeah, without a doubt. I think 40 goals he's got in his back pocket. I think 8 goals in 27 games. I think is that's like pocket change for him. With the way that
pace up, he'll have 8. Well, okay, we're off for a while, but that's something that worries me though too. The break. I hope that doesn't affect his pace.
I mean, it might, but it might not though. With how young he still is, and having that 2 weeks of rest and really get fresh legs again too. He could
3 weeks
get off to a blistering pace. You never or 3 weeks. Yeah, like get off to a blistering pace. You never know.
You never know. I just hope it doesn't affect the pace that he's on. I do like the fact that he's getting that 3 weeks to rest.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. I wish Suzuki could get that, but he's not going to. And the experience Suzuki is going to get down there is going to be awesome too. So, okay. So Cole Caufield, can he keep that pace up, or is it unsustainable? I mean, I think that's the question: is it unsustainable? I don't know. I kind of think this. He's going to have that 3 weeks off. He'll be nice and rested. It's kind of like starting over a bit, right? Maybe that actually helps him to keep the pace going because he'll be rested. He'll be, and he maybe can actually keep the pace going instead of if he had to play those 3 weeks, would he be able to keep that pace going? I would say probably not. But maybe with the break he's getting, hey, maybe he can. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, and look, I mean, should he even have these 3 weeks off? I mean, I don't think so. I think Bill Guerin made a big mistake, but
yeah, but that's on them, not us.
On the flip side of the coin, again, I'm also happy that he does have the 3 weeks off to rest up. You know what I mean? It's kind of, either way was, and I guess for him, kind of a win-win. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to go to the Olympics, but on the flip side too, it's good. You need him to rest. I mean, he's still one of the top goal scorers in the league, right? And I mean, look, you look at some of the guys going to the Olympics, like a lot. He's him and I think Jason Robertson are 2 of the top goal scorers that aren't going. I think most of the other top guys are going to be in the Olympics. So
I know at one point last week they were when Caufield had 30 goals, tied with Robertson, the 2 highest American goal scorers, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were the 2 top American goal scorers this season. So leaving that, how good can that be for you guys? Leaving the top 2 goals.
Well, that's why I say if I had to pick, I'd pick Canada because I guarantee you the U.S. is going to get into a jam where they're going to need a couple of goals, and Matthews hasn't really been there this season. I mean, Eichel, yeah, obviously you have him, but I'm like,
you have Matthews.
There's a reason that Cole Caufield is called Cole Clutch Caufield. I mean, it's where he just scores clutch goals. So I'm like, I don't know, like it's gonna bite him in the ass because they're gonna be in a game. Who knows? Maybe it's the gold medal game against Canada where they could use a goal and maybe they don't get it. Like, but you left like 80 goals back home or whatever with Caufield or Robertson not making the team. So it's like,
well, over 60. I mean, that they got
over 60.
They're over 60 goals. That's a lot of goals to leave off your team. One of those 2 guys should have been named. If not both, one of them. How did you leave?
What the hell is JT Miller? Besides experience and size, what the hell else is JT Miller going to do?
Well, I mean, it's obvious what they did, though. I guess we're going to talk Olympics now. It's obvious what they're thinking is that, you need the role players, and they're not going to ask some of these guys that are stars to play the roles. Whereas Canada don't give a shit. You're a star. You're playing third fucking line, and that's it. And you're going to play the role, and they're not a problem. See, so
no, and I don't think again, right? Especially Cole Caufield. I mean, we know how Cole Caufield is. I don't think he'd have any problem wherever he was in the lineup. Like
none of them should.
Jason Robinson either. I don't think they would either. I just think Bill Guerin's a dumbass.
But I mean, that was his explanation. I saw. I mean, he was asked back to.
Yeah, no, I saw it too, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Role players.
You're gonna need to score goals too to win hockey games. So
yeah,
like that's the most important part of the fucking game, scoring goals. Like
role players sometimes don't score goals. So I think
what do you need to win? What do you have to do to win a hockey game? You got to score more goals than your opponent.
Like yeah, well, in the long run, right? I mean, that's it, and you can win like that. So goaltending is important, and it is. But if you have the high flying offense, you can offset that a little bit. So leaving guys that can do that, although I mean, they have the best goaltending. There's no doubt Americans.
Oh no,
on paper have the best goaltending.
Still, like I look at the team and I'm like, all right, aside from like line 1 and maybe line 2, I don't see where goals are going to be scored from. Right, and then you look at a team that's as deep as Canada. I'm like, all 4 fucking of those lines can whip you and score goals.
Yeah,
like,
Canada clearly has the on paper, because we can only talk about on paper. On paper, Canada has clearly the best offense.
Oh, without a doubt.
The best forward lines. There's no doubt there. The defense, I don't know if that's the best defense, but it's not going to be far behind. I don't think. I think our Achilles heel may be goaltending, but that's maybe because, I mean, Thompson, hopefully, I don't know what his status is right now. He was week to week with a possible concussion the other day.
Yeah, something like that. And I don't know. Binnington, even though he's been crap in the NHL, somehow finds a way to win games for Canada.
Well, this is it. Binnington, so is that a big fall off? I mean, if you go by his NHL record this season, it is. But it was kind of the same thing last season. And I'm sorry, but Binnington was good in the Four Nations. And in that gold medal game, sorry, I don't know that we win without Binnington there.
No, you don't. Binnington was ridiculous.
I mean, so is that a bad thing that Binnington? I don't know. He kind of is good, made for those kind of games, but he's starting to get on the old side, I guess. So we don't know if that's going to continue or not. I don't know. I'd rather see Thompson be fine for the Olympics. But again, you don't need the best goaltending in any tournament or any playoffs. You don't need the best. You just need good goaltending. If you get good goaltending and your offense is there and your defense is good, I mean, that's a winning combination. So, I mean, I've got Canada to win the gold. I mean, there's no doubt. I've got Canada.
No, I mean, and again, right? Like, I'm American, but unbiasedly knowing what I know about hockey, like I can't pick the U.S. to win gold. I can't. I just don't think. I don't think they stack up offensively to Canada. And again, I think they're going to find themselves in positions where they're going to need goals. And I'm telling you, it's going to bite them in the ass, not bringing one of the two. Not even thinking about both of them, but it's going to bite them in the ass.
Is your team going to make Austin Matthews captain?
But I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I know obviously Austin Matthews can score goals, but the goal scoring hasn't really been there for him.
If he's your leader, I'm saying if you make him captain, if you guys make him captain, and he's your leader, you're not going anywhere.
I'm like, and I know like the U.S. defense is actually pretty solid, but again, I'm like, look at guys like Trocheck and like JT Miller. I'm like, why are they on the team? Like there's like 9 centers on Team USA. It doesn't make any sense.
They're role players. Listen, Trocheck's good center and all that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he
but like you need
over some other guys.
Like, it's the Olympics. Yeah. You're only playing like
he's a point producer.
Games, maybe if you make a gold medal, like you're not like building a team for a long tournament. It's a short. Like you need to score goals.
Yeah, no, I get it. But Trocheck, he puts up points. He does produce points. Actually,
He
more than
does.
I thought, because I looked it up
There's
earlier.
nothing compared to what the goals you're leaving. Like, you're
Yeah,
leaving
no,
almost
you're
70
leaving.
goals off the table.
You're leaving too many goals off on the table back home. Yeah, without a doubt.
Plus, again, like, watch Cole Caufield play. He's a 200-foot player. He's not a. I wouldn't say he's a top 200-foot winger, but he holds his own well in his own end. Like,
Yep.
he's a really good overall player, and he can play me. Like, I don't get it at all. Jason Robertson too. I don't get it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I don't get it either. I'm not unhappy that that's how it is in the end. I mean, I don't want you guys winning a gold medal this year, but I'm surprised. I really am surprised at the team. Yeah, I'm surprised. You got to think Bill Guerin's.
Well, it's not even us either, right? Like, you look at like a lot of the NHL riders were like are dumbfounded that both of them got left off. Right, and you see what these guys are doing now too. I mean, they're like Caufield scoring goals left and right. Robertson still Jason Robertson. It's like, really, you got to leave those two guys off the team? Meanwhile, you have JT Miller and Vinny Trocheck doing jack diddly shit for the Rangers, who are about to probably trade the both of them, fire sale them. So, like,
and then there's another player actually that goes in this conversation. If you are going to start leaving some of your top goal scorers off, and you're going to need to score goals, well, you also left a guy off your back end that would be a big contributor in helping to get these guys into positions to score goals, and that's Lane Hudson. I mean, leaving Lane Hudson off the team also, I don't think helps you in that way too, because I mean, this is a playmaker. This is a guy that gets assists, a lot of assists, and so when you're talking about maybe not your best goal scorers, wouldn't you want to give them the best advantage by getting that puck to them where they're in a position to score? So like two big mistakes by Guerin there, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, with Lane Hudson, I do understand. He's only played a year and a half in the NHL, and I know he's only 5'10", but at the same time, like, again, like, unbiasedly, I think he's better than Quinn Hughes, and I think there's. Who was it? Who just Jackson Lacombe got named to the team?
Yeah,
someone got hurt.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I get Jackson Lacombe's a good defense, but again, right? It's like you got a Lane Hudson who's got 100, and I think he's got 123 points in 148 career games right now.
Something like that.
Showing no signs of slowing down, and yeah, I know he's a smaller guy, so there'll be times where he'll have a tough time in his own end, just because from a size standpoint, but. More often than not, I mean, his defensive stick is what makes plays for him. And I mean, if you're gonna want a guy to pass the puck and get the puck to guys in scoring positions, like
he also knows how to ride guys off into the boards. He knows how to use his body as leverage to get guys. He's not big enough to be physical, but he knows how to use his body in ways that pushes them out of the way.
I think it's defensive stick too, right? Like, he knows exactly where to have it stick on the ice, whether it's players coming in, taking him in on a one-on-one, like against Cale Makar. I thought he was excellent in the Colorado game. A couple of times, Makar tried to break it in on him and picked his pocket.
Yeah,
rode him into the boards, stole the puck, and shot it, got it right back up to the forwards. So
I think leaving Hudson off your roster, I think that was a mistake. And now I might be a little biased, and maybe there's other guys, but I mean, I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this. And I think Hudson, having Hudson not there, another big mistake that's going to cost you guys.
I mean, like I said, for me, like, and I mean, I love Lane Hudson. That's pretty clear. But for me too, I kind of understood it because just from the experience standpoint, right? Because again, he's only played a year and a half, so I get it from that standpoint. So that to me wasn't. That didn't get me as riled up as leaving freaking Cole Caufield and Jason Robertson off. Like, that to me.
No, I get that. I do get that. But with Hudson, I think saying that, then I think you're discounting Lane Hudson, the player. You don't know this player. If you're going, well, I'd rather have this and that, and whatever you're saying about Hudson,
I agree with you.
You don't know that player because he can override. Like, can't even get the goddamn words out. But Hudson is
Well, I
just
think
that
it's
player
team
that
too,
whatever you
right?
think he can't do, he's going to surprise you. He's going to surprise you.
Oh,
And if he
100%.
can't do it today, he will be able to next week. Like that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
I don't care what your excuse can be of this and that. And that's why we didn't. It doesn't have enough experience. I think you're just discounting the player and what he actually brings, and you just don't know the guy well enough. If that's the attitude. And then if it's not, and it's just because, well, he'll have his time and time not now. He's young. You're making a mistake. That's just old traditions that are going to cost you.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
All right. I got nothing else to add.
No, I think.
I want to add something.
Too.
Got a comparison. So we're going to show you before we go. This is Cale Makar this season, 53 games, 15 goals, 41 assists, 56 points, plus 29. And this is Lane Hudson this season, 55 games, only 2 more, 9 goals, not as many, 47 assists, though, and 56 points. It's plus minus, plus 17. I'll take that. It doesn't have to be a plus 29. But now you can see where he's in the conversation of a Makar. I'm not saying he's better than Makar or even as good as Makar, but he's goddamn well in that conversation in his second season.
100%. 100%.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, but I said that too when he was in college. I said this is going to be somebody we're going to talk about in that conversation because he's that good and he's going to just get better.
Yes, absolutely. And but just
every time older and now he's on pace for a point a game as a friggin' 21-year-old.
Every time I mention that, I've never said he's better than Makar, but every time I mention he's right up there. I mean, well, yeah, next maybe after another season, blah 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 blah. But I mean, how do you argue that he's in that conversation? He's legitimately in the conversation. You're talking Makar. Yeah, he's not better, but he's in the conversation with him, though. Mm-hmm. That's all. And in the second year, and he's only going to get better, whereas Makar hasn't topped out maybe completely, but he's getting up there. And so, anyway, I'm biased. I am a little bit, but I think I make good arguments. Let us know what you think in the comment section because we want to hear from you guys. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this podcast, and if you are new and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. You don't have to hit it with your thumbs up, but just hit that bell, and you'll be notified for when we do one of these, which is every week except next week. We're not going to be doing a pod next week because the Olympics are starting. It will be just before the men's tournament starts, so we'll be doing the following week. We'll have some tournament games. I don't know if all the round robin tournament games will be over at that point or not, but we'll be into the tournament and we'll have a lot to talk about. So that's it. Let us know what you think. Matt, anything last second to add?
No, I think we did pretty well.
All righty then. We will see you in 2 weeks. And until then, the 2 games before that they have to play, go Habs, go, run the table. And hopefully we'll have 2 wins to talk about. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And till we see each other next time, stay safe out there. Stay safe. Peace out. And have a good
go, baby.
Enjoy the start of the Olympics. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Ciao, everybody. Go Habs, go.
Down the street with your red lips and funky beat, you better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.